After the show, check out our Yahoo Stories podcast.
Lottie noticed her teacher's hands were shaking. During maths, 5 children slipped out of the back door, across the playground and towards the fields. The teacher's face went as pink as a raspberry. Lottie clenched her fists. She knew it was time. "Leave it to me, Miss Willow," she said. Lottie scooted outside and whistled.
You can access stories on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have you checked out our Yahoo Stories podcast yet? Each story is read by one of our celebrity friends.
It was only after a while that she realized she had walked to an area of town that she didn't recognize. It seemed to Mary that she could be the only human left in the world. That is, until she heard a door creaking open to her left and the faint thud of footsteps.
You can access stories on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Yahoo Stories is getting the word out to support GEANCO's COVID-19 prevention efforts in Nigeria.
"We need help too!" they all chattered excitedly at the same time. "Wait," said Jack, "one at a time. You," he said, pointing to the sparrow perched on the edge of the bird bath. "What can I do for you?" "Well, firstly, this bird bath is beautiful and looks lovely in your garden, but I can't use it," said the sparrow sadly. "Why ever not?" asked Jack, surprised.
You can access stories on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're virtually there. The gala will start in less than 1 minute, so grab your quarantini and get ready to raise a glass. It's almost time to start the gala. Help us with the countdown. Go ahead and put one hand up. Put a finger down if you're wearing sweatpants, something dressy, or a combination of whatever was clean. Put a finger down if this gala is the only way you're able to tell what day it is. Put a finger down if you're watching this with loved ones, old friends, or new friends. Remember, you're allowed to love yourself. Put a finger down if you're ready to help save and transform lives in Africa. Put a finger down if you're excited for our first ever virtual gala. Looks like it's time to kick off Unbreakable Joy, GEANCO's virtual gala for Africa. Welcome to Unbreakable Joy, GEANCO's virtual gala for Africa, featuring appearances by Benedict Cumberbatch, Cynthia Erivo, Asher Oyelowo, Chiwetel Ejiofor, David Oyelowo, Whitney Cummings, Andrew Garfield, and Kevin Olusola. Plus, a special feature of our GEANCO family around the globe. Give a rousing welcome to GEANCO founding director and Unbreakable Joy producer, Nche Onyema.
My name is Nche Onyema, and as a GEANCO Foundation founding director and the Unbreakable Joy producer, it is my incredible honor to welcome you to GEANCO's inaugural virtual gala for Africa. Unbreakable Joy is resilience and enduring optimism and pride despite and through staggering challenges. You can't manifest that kind of boldness without audacious partners. I want to thank our sponsors, Netflix, the Ziegler Family Fund, our powerhouse creative team, Misfit, our incredible media partner, Amplify Africa, the GEANCO board, and of course, our fierce event team. Whether you're a day one or you're joining us for the first time, we count you as a member of the GEANCO family. It is through you that we are saving and transforming lives in Africa through our health and education initiatives. So Dalu, thank you. Let's go on a journey. Imagine you're a woman about to give birth in Nigeria, 9 months pregnant in a country that's been declared one of the worst places to give birth in the world. What does that feel like for you? What does it look like? Does the picture you just painted look like this? At GEANCO, these are the safe and dignified types of conditions we believe every woman should be delivering in. But that's not always the case. The demand for traditional birth attendants is high, but they lack training and have high maternal mortality rates. Rather than disparage this custom and tell a group of people what is and is not good for them, as a GEANCO family, we centered these women's voices and found a solution that is historically and culturally relevant. We identified that mobile maternal clinics offer a far safer environment for traditional birth attendants to do their work. But we kept hearing about one particular birthing attendant. This all starts with a bowl of stew and Mama Abube. She was by far the most popular and had the highest demand. So it was a no-brainer to work with her in terms of having the highest impact. But when we went and asked, why is she so popular? We found out it's because she feeds the women. She gives them hot water massages. It's not just about a cold clinical delivery. It's about the warmth of being known. Mama sees the women and she treats them like human beings. Similarly, on the education side, our scholarship girls have been home because of COVID-19. We wanted to find a way for them to keep learning. So we sent them each tablets, loaded with stories, filled with girls that look like them, that lift up and amplify West African culture. We also made sure that they had internet access. The technology is there, but it's the excitement and the hunger to learn that brings it to life. Because when you're seeing, big things happen. It is through our program that their homeschools have been able to launch the remote learning programs, and we're getting real-time data on what the most popular books being read are. GEANCO is a family foundation inspired by my dad's big dreams. GEANCO actually stands for the first letters of each of our names. So I can't think of two more special people to join me in officially welcoming you to our first virtual gala. Dad, what would you like to say?
GEANCO has always been my dream, but I'm very excited that that dream caught up with my children. And now we're joining you all from all parts of the world today.
And Mom, what would you like to say?
I will start by thanking everybody for all their support. Who would have thought that when the kids were little running around in diaper, we'll be here celebrating the success of GEANCO family, including you all. Thanks a lot.
Well, I think the next generation would like to say something, but before we toss to the grandkids, Mom, Dad, will you join me in saying, Welcome to Unbreakable Joy. Good job.
All right, guys, we've been given one job, and that's to welcome our guests to this year's virtual GEANCO Gala. So I want you to repeat after me. Say, welcome, GEANCO family, GEANCO family, enjoy this year's Gala. Stay safe.
Daddy.
Say, stay safe.
You forgot the pen.
Make a difference and make an impact. To donate, visit GEANCO.org or text GEANCO to 707070. Visit GEANCO.org or text GEANCO to 707070. And now, presenting Tony, Emmy, and Grammy winner and Academy Award nominee, Cynthia Erivo.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on the shoulders, bullet in my gut. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my brain. Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine, we're gonna start moving towards that separating line. Oh, I'm wading through muddy waters. You know I got a made up mind. I made up my mind. And I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. And I'll fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Do you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. And I know what's around the bend might be hard to face 'cause I'm alone. And I just might fail, but Lord knows I'll try. Shine stars fill like the sky. I'm going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you.
GEANCO Foundation, in partnership with a number of state governments, has concluded its first phase of a 3-day training for traditional birth attendants and primary health care workers on COVID-19 safety measures. The training, which kicked off at Northia Primary Health Care Center, Northia, in Jikoka local government area, was also held in Orumba North and Ayamelum local government areas.
Healthcare practitioners from the selected council areas were trained on basic knowledge of the global pandemic and effective ways of avoiding the new virus, especially when taking care of infected persons. Speaking, the State Reproductive Health Coordinator, Ministry of Health, Dr. Uju Okoye, said participants were drawn from all the community primary health care centers across the selected council areas, including the traditional birth attendants, to refresh their minds on COVID-19 pandemic to enable them to be vigilant and maintain best practices in line with the WHO guidelines. Country Manager, GEANCO Foundation, Ms. Pascaline Nchedochukwuka, said since the health workers are usually in the forefront of the fight against the deadly coronavirus, the training became imperative to ensure that they are constantly adhering to the laid down precautionary measures of best practices to avoid being victims of the virus while discharging their duties. Ms. Nchedochukwuka observed that most of the community health centers are in short of the basic personal protective equipment, thus the need for donation of hand gloves, sanitizers, hand washing materials, disinfectants, mama's kits, among others, and encourage them to step down the knowledge garnered to every nook and cranny of their various communities.
GEANCO has donated more than 50,000 gloves, face masks, disinfectant, hand sanitizer, and hand wash buckets to community health workers in Nigeria's poor rural areas.
They give us support, very good one. From that first day, immediately we finish the lesson, they give us many things, buckets, washing buckets, and the one that we used to be receiving it, packet of gloves, face mask, and the hand sanitizer, and the antibiotic washing soap. There are very many of them. My general experience is that GEANCO Foundation is wonderful people. I experienced many things. They prepared the workshop in very big way. They prepared it well, both everything, and they give us full support in our work, and they promise us that they will continue supporting us. What I have to say to GEANCO Foundation is that they will keep it on. They have started it. They will not go back.
GEANCO donated tablets preloaded with West African books and education software to hundreds of students quarantined in their villages.
I want to thank GEANCO Foundation for providing an iPad for us.
It's going to help me to improve my reading skills.
It's going to help me in my reading. I feel so excited about the iPad.
I want to tell GEANCO Foundation that I'm happy.
I'm going to say thank you to GEANCO Foundation for giving us the iPad.
Thank you.
Thank
The way to end world poverty is to educate girls across the world. There is nothing greater, in my opinion, than to be able to give to someone else. That is the greatest gift, is to give, because of how it makes you feel.
Actor David Oyelowo here to talk about a program that's very dear to him, the David Oyelowo Leadership Scholarship for Girls, which provides scholarships for girls impacted by terrorism. David isn't the only big celebrity involved with the GEANCO Foundation. He's pulled in friends and co-stars like Oprah Winfrey, Charlize Theron, and so many other big stars as well. David, good morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on this really important work.
Thank you.
So talk to us about what it is. How does it work?
Well, as a lot of people may know, a few years ago, there was the Bring Back Our Girls movement because of the Chibok girls who had been kidnapped in Nigeria. And I remember feeling very frustrated, very annoyed at the fact that this had happened. But like most things, as you know, after a while, they drop out of the news cycle and there is still suffering going on. And I just felt, well, that is a situation I cannot afford to not in some way contribute, especially to these girls who are being not only denied education, but are really suffering great oppression on the basis of their gender. And so we set up a scholarship in order to help those girls get back into education.
And we're looking at some photos of some of the folks helping at Chiwetel. Ejiofor, you have a whole group of people that are all joining you in this effort. There are so many causes, there are so many problems in the world.
Yeah.
Why this? And how are you able to convince people to help you with this?
Studies have been done to show that the way to end world poverty is to educate girls across the world. And so I think we'd all like to agree that we're interested in ending world poverty. And so, you know, people, I think once that message gets out there, people realize, oh, I can do something to end world poverty. I can do something to help these girls who are being attacked on the basis of their gender. And so it's not that hard once people understand it.
And Malala speaks so beautifully on that topic as well. So for people out there who are thinking, how can I help? What can I do?
Well, please go to www.geanco.org and you can see how you can contribute. And we have 10 girls now who have all of their education being sponsored because they went through these difficulties. And we're hoping to make it a nationwide initiative in Nigeria as well. So that's the way you can help.
To wrap things up about GEANCO, what is it like talking to these girls and feeling how you've changed their lives? What is that moment like when you have these conversations?
Well, there is nothing greater, in my opinion, than to be able to give to someone else. That is the greatest gift, is to give, because of how it makes you feel. And in talking to these girls who have been saved from very real tragedies, the loss of parents that took place in front of them, terrible things done to them, to see their lives irrevocably changed by this organization, by being educated, by being loved through their circumstances, there's just no greater gift. It's a blessing to me.
Every day I wake up by 5 a.m. I prepare for the schools and I do the daily activities. I sweep the house, wash the dishes. I will take my siblings their baths and I will cook their food, take them to school before I can go to my school. My name is Garfield. I am in Jesus One Prudence. I am schooling at Brightland High School. I am from Ezag local government area at Mbabo, Amofia. I come from a family of 7 and I am the eldest child in the family. I wish to be a medical doctor, but I'm afraid because of my parents' financial status, I may not achieve my dream. My parents did not have money for the school bus, so I have to trek every day to school. From my house, it is 30 minutes walk to my school. Because I did not want to come to school late, I leave by 7 a.m. to meet the assembly. In my former school, I could not read or speak correctly, but now, because of the GEANCO scholarship, there is a positive change in my academic performance. Since this lockdown, I spent most of my time in the farm. I could not be able to access any book, any reading material. But now, with the tab, I can be able to access as many history books and also join my school online lesson with the tab.
My name is Hyacinth Okafon. I'm the father of Chinemerem Okafon. I wanted to use this opportunity to thank GEANCO Foundation for the scholarship they give to my daughter. Since they give her the scholarship, her academic have changed. I want to use this opportunity to thank them. May God praise them. Thanks.
GEANCO is excited to provide our scholarship girls at Brightland Academy with their very first art lessons. The girls displayed stunning natural talent as they expressed themselves in this new creative way.
Hello everyone, my name is David Martha and I'm in Just 2 Progress. The name of my artwork is The Beauty of an African Lady. And with this painting, I'm trying to portray that you don't really have to be fair to be beautiful, because many people think fair people are the ones who are more beautiful. But with my painting, I'm trying to show that you don't really have to be fair to be beautiful. Blacks are also beautiful. Thank you.
GEANCO is proud to present an original piece by Asher Oyelowo, David's son, written in honor of the girls in the David Oyelowo Leadership Scholarship Program.
I don't mean to be a burden. I just saw you here hurting. Oh, I can feel your soul burning. Feeling so stirred, your heart is turning. Why are you here alone? Did you choose it or is it becoming your home? Don't let it, you'll regret it. Let me tell you something. Hold on, don't hold back. You're the greatest thing this world has offered, yet you're more than that. You're loved, dear. You were placed here, given gifts and talents worthy of 100 million cheers. You're worth it. You're worth it. We as people ain't been treating you right. While the world claims peace, you've been crying all night. I promise here right now by your side that I love you no matter how far you hide. So lead us, show up what you're made of. Know how much you're worth and live it fully, cause you're blameless. Don't let no one tame you. Look at what you pain through. Life's about to light up all because your flames do. Hold on, don't hold back. You're the greatest thing this world has offered, yet you're more than that. You're loved, dear. You were placed here, given gifts and talents worthy of 100 million cheers. You're worth it. You're worth it. Hold on, don't hold back. You're the greatest thing this world has offered, yet you're more than that. You're loved, dear. You were placed here, given gifts and talents worthy of 100 million cheers.
GEANCO for the privilege that given to us all to have a qualitative education, research, and environment. Then we also want to appreciate you for the fun field trips, the food and benefits you have provided for us. We promise not to let you down, not to misuse this opportunity. We promise to do our best to be future leaders. Thank you very much and God bless you.
With your generous support, we can continue to enrich the minds as well as the bodies of Nigeria's greatest natural resource, its wonderful children. To donate, visit GEANCO.org or text GEANCO to 707070. From 12 Years a Slave, Half of a Yellow Sun, Dr. Strange and the Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, Academy Award nominee and BAFTA winner, Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I'm here to support GEANCO, of course, and myself and my mother founded a school, the Brightland Academy in Nigeria in the East, and GEANCO were kind enough to come on board and partner with us, and provide equipment, laptops and computers for the children's staff, and so I'm very excited to be supporting GEANCO.
It's been a great relationship with GEANCO and with our family especially, and so we're getting some stuff done, which is really great.
That's wonderful. I saw pictures of the new soccer field.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we built the soccer field, and the kids just get so much out of it, and they're thrilled about it. They're excited about it, and we're the whole school is year to year just sort of improving exponentially, and these students are really really gaining the benefit from that. So that's exciting. It's also a great thing to have a state-of-the-art sports facility, and it just keeps the kids so excited about school and sort of bouncing in the morning, and so it's all of that, and that self-worth and that energy, obviously all of it, as we all know, is such an important part of engaging students.
So what are some of your goals for this upcoming year with your partnership with GEANCO and Brightland?
Well, with Brightland, we're finishing up the secondary school building that's there, and then we're doing the basketball courts, and then we'll start introducing a lot more of a kind of drama department in the school as well, arts and drama department, and a music department, and so we'll be working on the building and extending the building for all of those things. So we're just going to sort of keep going, and really. The goal is always going to be just to give these kids and the kids at the Brightland Academy just a world-class education.
If someone were to ask you, you keep coming and giving your time to GEANCO. If they were to ask you, why should I volunteer with GEANCO? Why should I donate to GEANCO? What would you tell them?
Well, I'd say it's because these kids, obviously GEANCO does a range of things, and so there's great stuff that GEANCO does with hospitals, which obviously is incredible and very important, and that's really giving life to people. With the school, I think that what's important is that these kids get a real chance, and there's so much, there's just such an incredible amount of potential. They're so bright, they're so bright, so smart, so capable, and just needing the opportunity, and so that's what we're going to provide them.
It's got to be really exciting to see the work that you're doing, being able to touch just even one or two children's lives, but let alone 200, but just to see that they get a chance because of the work that you're doing and the work that you do.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly gratifying, to do that, and that was always part of the project of it, Like anything, it's in a sense it's a drop in the ocean, but it's so important to individuals, and that is really from individuals is where all the difference really comes in. And so, and like I say, we're going to keep on going, we're going to keep growing, and we're going to try and affect as many people as we can. And with GEANCO's help, I think we can really make a really positive impact.
Make a difference and make an impact. To donate, visit GEANCO.org or text GEANCO to 707070. Visit GEANCO.org or text GEANCO to 707070. Still to come, a performance by Kevin Olusola of Pentatonics, plus a glimpse of our GEANCO family from around the globe. Here to talk about the power of connectedness in this current age of fear and isolation, GEANCO now presents Emmy and Golden Globe nominee and NAACP Image Award winner David Oyelowo in conversation with friends, comedian and podcaster Whitney Cummings, and Tony winner and Academy Award nominee, Andrew Garfield.
Hi, Andrew. Hi, Whitney.
Hi, David. Hi, Whitney.
Thank you so much for joining me. I wanted to have both of you on because you're both very dear to me in the same way and in different ways. You're both people who I recognize kindness, love, and heart. I see that in your work. And so the subject matter, the theme of this conversation is going to be unbreakable joy. I think that's something we all need at the moment. And something that is giving me unbreakable joy at the moment right now, Whitney, is your hair.
I'm glad you're enjoying it because it's giving me unbreakable being single forever vibes. Yeah.
What drew me to the work of GEANCO was actually the fact that they go into rural communities in Nigeria. And one of the things they do is they do hip replacements, knee replacements. They help people who cannot get medical attention that they can't afford, basically. And what happens is when the parents have been working so hard in the farms or fishing or wherever, and they get these bad hips and bad knees, they become incapacitated, and then their kids can't keep going to school. And so prematurely, they have to now become the breadwinner, as it were. They have to get onto the farm. They have to be doing all that hard labor, and it diminishes the ability for that community to be educated and to build itself up. And so what they do is they go in, do these hip replacements, do any conditions that are fixable by these great surgeons. And that is one of the really effective things that GEANCO is managing to do in Nigeria. Andrew, I wanted to ask you, where are you getting your joy these days?
I neither have children nor a dog. So
I can help you with both things.
I have to go. That's a wonderful offer, and we should talk. But I'm kidding. Wait, I'm going to move on to my personal joy. One of the kind of like silver linings of this period of time has been the acknowledgement and a kind of awakening for a lot of people that we are absolutely all connected and we absolutely need each other. It's the ones most in need that your pain is my pain, your joy is my joy, your suffering is my suffering, and if you're in agony, I'm in agony.
A few years ago now, when the Bring Back Our Girls campaign was happening for the Chibok girls who had been kidnapped in northern Nigeria, and I remember thinking, man, I hope this lasts in terms of the attention this is being paid. And I knew it wouldn't deep down, and it didn't. And in some ways, it's what actually birthed. We have a leadership scholarship that we do with GEANCO called the David Oyelowo Leadership Scholarship. We now have over 30 girls that we educate all the way through secondary school, all the way through. And it's a leadership scholarship because we defiantly want to oppose the view that girls are not worthy of education, which is what that terrorist attack on those kids, that was the thrust of it. It was girls should not be being educated. Girls should be marginalized. Girls should be to the side. Girls are not important.
The next generation of female leaders, we have to start building their confidence, building their self-esteem now. And we have to change the leadership, what leadership looks like. Basically, just get more women, especially women of color, in leadership roles, and it starts now. The more I spend time reflecting on this issue, trying to figure out what do I do with the power that I have, and it is to do things like this, which is about educating young girls, especially girls of color. We're all only as healthy and educated and as sane as our least educated and healthy and sane woman. You know, I think you two have, David's married. I know who you've dated, Andrew. You know that I'm joking. It's like, the joking. That sort of the, you know,
Let's list them, Whitney.
do you really want to do this?
Retrospective. This is what we're here for.
No, just, I mean, it's you know, you are two men that are incredibly empathic, and you know, you understand, you know, the power of what not having agency does in terms of a number on a woman's neurology, on a woman's brain. And you know, so it's just, there's no such thing as a healthy society where one group of people is disenfranchised. It's just like, I think that this pandemic has made us all realize, you know, that we're all, we all rise together and we all fall together, and we're all so interconnected, and we can't bifurcate men and women.
I just wondered, what has been your journey towards this moment where we can say that we believe in what Whitney says about girls and the need to have women more front and center?
Oh God. Well, so I'm gonna get emotional now, because that's my right. I was raised by a mother who I value.
Stop making me fall in love with you, Andrew. Jeez.
It's easy to do. I'm having the same experience.
I don't have time for this. I only have time for David's leadership organization.
My mother was someone that had a very hard life. She very, very working class roots, and I witnessed someone. So I was raised witnessing a woman who was just the purest angel incarnate on this planet, and I say that fully because she passed away at the end of last year, and from my perspective, she's back in that essential mode, in that essential being. She is back running with her crew, where she can just give and give and give, because that's what she was put on earth to do, and she was perpetually frustrated by her own human limitations. But I tend to believe, I witnessed someone who was culturally conditioned into believing that she was seen and not heard, into believing that actually she didn't have value. And especially coming from that generation, coming from working class British roots, where her mother and father and grandparents were cooks and cleaners, and they were the serving class. So in fact, whether they lived or died didn't really matter to the culture. They could be replaced. Like that, and that's a class thing, but it's also a woman thing. I mean, I add to the class being a woman, and you have someone who really struggles to know their own self-worth. But then I go to, well, her wound was her gift in a way. Like the fact that she had that experience, and the fact that she came from that made her this deeply generous person, and she didn't know who she was unless she was serving. So there's a strange, mysterious balance that happens there. And I've been thinking about empowering those qualities of femininity, and how that, and it does seem like GEANCO is an organization that is encouraging the embodiment of placing those qualities at the hierarchy of our human experience, and culture building, and meaning building, because that's where meaning lies. It's not divide and conquer has gotten us where we are. We're going to be able to build and weave a new garment out of those qualities, and it's going to be, it's time to start again. It's time for this garment to be a pile of, thread on the floor, and then we can imagine something new. I'm inspired by that.
It's not as powerful when women want to help other women. It's like, okay, yeah, but when men see the value in it, that is really when things are going to change. When men understand that their well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of girls in another country, like that's when things are going to change. When they understand it's actually selfish. It's actually, I think a lot of times we have to appeal to people's most carnal, primordial instincts. Helping a young girl in Africa become a leader helps you.
I have this, I don't know if you'll see them on this, but can you see the girls there? So these are some of our girls.
No.
These are some of the girls we're putting through school. I think one of these just graduated. Look, she did that picture.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that great?
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, wow. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
And I've had the pleasure of meeting some of these girls, and the truth of the matter is, when you meet them, all that overthinking we do just goes out of the window.
Mm-hmm.
It's pure, it's clear,
yeah,
it's true. And someone said it beautifully the other day, is that hopefully what will come out of what we have all communally gone through at the moment is to go from competition to cooperation. To literally just realize that, because capitalism, the West, is built on competition. And to actually cooperate, to actually recognize how interdependent we are, how much we need each other, for men and women to not feel the need to compete.
Having more girls in school and them seeing girls answer questions and get them right and being around, it's not, if you're not exposed to it, how can you possibly be expected to humanize people that you don't, see enough? And this is something that changed the way that I thought forever.
Can I ask a question to both of you quickly?
I will go out with you. Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. Anytime.
All right, cool. That's great. We're done here. Wonderful to know. It's really wonderful to know.
We have to keep this light, otherwise we'll just cry the whole time.
What we're trying to do with our leadership scholarship is to get to these girls early, tell them they are worthy not just of leadership, but of existence, and to nurture that for as long as we can, to the point whereby there's a self-fulfilling prophecy whereby men look at them and go, I want to be like her. And that, to me, is when you're going to start getting a more healthy society. When women are to be aspired to be like by boys. That I think we will truly be tipping something there.
And the people that operate in those circles and in those organizations, it's like, oh no, those are the people that need to create the culture now.
I want to give you guys a gift. GEANCO is a Nigerian foundation. I'm looking out for Nigerians and the scholarship for Nigerian girls. So I'm going to christen you both with the Nigerian names today. So I've selected a name for you, Andrew, which is Akinlabi. It's Akinlabi. Akinlabi. Can you say it? Akinlabi?
Akinlabi.
Yeah, Akinlabi. So, you're a hero in the eyes of so many. Those Spider-Man films have been played more times than should be legal in my home. And so Akinlabi means we gave birth to a warrior.
Oh, yes, it does.
So so that's your Nigerian name. Wear it with pride. When next you're in Lagos, I don't want to hear any of this Andrew Garfield nonsense.
Who is Andrew Garfield?
You are Akinlabi.
Yes.
Andrew Garfield. Okay.
I love it. Thank you.
Akinlabi, Akinlabi. And then for you, my dear Whitney, we are going to give you Adejoke. So Adejoke.
Oh my
and
God.
because you're a queen, there you go. Because you're a queen in our eyes, it says the crown will look after this one.
It also has the word joke in it, if you were to read it literally.
Not pass me by. It's a big reason why it's your Nigerian name.
And the last name is Garfield. Right? Sorry, I'm just trying to get it right. I just want to make sure I'm not. I just don't want to be disrespectful to Nigeria. I don't want to be.
What you didn't realize, Andrew, is that this is actually your wedding.
We're married in Nigeria.
It's a Nigerian wedding. This backdrop here is I literally have the set. This would be the case if we were in Lagos.
Well, I mean, I didn't realize that I was going to be marrying someone who was just happy to go along with patriarchal norms of taking the man's name.
She doesn't care. You're a warrior. We gave birth to a warrior.
I told you I have some deprogramming to do. I was very honest about that.
So Akinlabi and Adejoke Garfield.
Adejoke.
I now pronounce you man and wife. Go forth, do great things for young people all over the world. You are now of the Yoruba tribe, in case you don't know it. But seriously though, thank you so much, you guys. It's been beyond a blessing. Thanks for contributing your knowledge, your heart, your spirit, your love, your wisdom, and welcome to my family, because that's the other thing as well. We are now related. Go forth and prosper, the two of you. Have a wonderful married life together. The best piece of advice I got when we married is, do not let the sun go down on your wrath. Okay, so when you guys argue, make sure you never go to sleep without clearing the air. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I actually feel like we are married now, and I'm a bit disconcerted because I don't know how much choice I've had in it. But listen,
this is by the way the longest relationship I've ever been in. So this is already a success.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much for everything.
I love you, David.
A special thank you to David, Akinlabi, and Adejoke. Go forth and be your own warrior. The crown will look after you. Visit GEANCO.org or text GEANCO to 707070.
The WHO recommends that there be one surgeon for every 20,000 people. And what we find in Africa is that number is actually closer to 1 in 250,000. And in the worst places, 1 in about 2.5 million people. That would be like having one surgeon in Cleveland. When I was allowed for those opportunities to go and start to help train African medical graduates in surgery, it became something that I wanted to be part of my surgical career. My name is Kevin L. Hayek. I work at Metro Health Medical Center in Cleveland, Ohio. I work in the division of surgical oncology and general surgery. And my main focus is in upper GI surgery, cancer operations, and endoscopic surgery. I met Afam Onyema when we were both undergraduates at Harvard University, and we kept in sporadic touch up until 2005, when I learned that he had established GEANCO with his family. GEANCO was initially working predominantly with orthopedic surgery and offering joint replacements for the poor and vulnerable population in Nigeria, whereas I was starting to get involved with another organization called PACS, or the Pan-African Academy of Christian Surgeons. And so when I reached back out to Afam several years later, I said if he ever wanted to have a mission in minimally invasive surgery, I would be happy to lead that. Nigeria is the largest country in Africa, and it still has a significant need and a lot of poor access to surgical care. There's not a lot of minimally invasive surgery that goes on there now. When we were there, we performed 11 operations during our one-week trip, and the average length of stay was 1.5 days, so patients were home really quickly. And we followed up with them afterwards and learned that about 1 to 2 weeks later, these patients were back to normal activity. That is just something that really changes the dynamic in their community. They're able to go back to their homes, back to work. And specifically in communities where hard labor is pretty typical, that's such an important thing that we've been able to offer them. We partner with local surgeons and local trainees so that it's not simply flying in, doing a bunch of minimally invasive operations, and then the work doesn't continue when we leave. And that's really, I think, an important concept of those organizations, is that we go, we train, and we provide supplies and equipment that will last so that they continue the work when we're gone. And one of the things we're really proud of is being able to establish some WhatsApp groups for the surgical team in Nigeria. And so it's pretty rare that a week goes by that we don't hear of another case, that we will provide input for them to provide that care even after we're gone. So it's a really important thing about GEANCO's work, where we're able to continue these relationships. Organizations like GEANCO, they're shifting the needle toward patients getting care that they need, and specifically focusing on the vulnerable and the poor. Every single patient who has a disease, I believe, should have access to the care that they need to treat that disease. When I go to meetings and we learn about some of the intricate things that we now offer patients, it's always in the backdrop of knowing that the vast majority of the planet doesn't have that access. And that's really hard for me, because to think that we're a globe of 7.8 billion people and most people can't have appropriate surgery is heartbreaking. Organizations like GEANCO, that's their main goal. Their work is changing the lives of poor and vulnerable in Africa. It's really changing the lives of those people. And I want to be a part of that. I think that's an important part of my legacy, is not just treating people who have access, but to find those who don't have access and to go to them and help them get that access.
Please welcome Oscar nominee, Emmy and BAFTA winner, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Hello there, Benedict Cumberbatch here. I'm just saying hello today, not really as an actor or someone you might know off the telly or the Graham Norton show, but basically as a very proud member of the GEANCO Family Foundation. It's a charity that I was first introduced to by David Oyelowo and Chiwetel Ejiofor a while ago now. And gosh, even back in 2016, I was the guest of honor at their Los Angeles Gala, where I met the whole family. And Afam, who I've met a few times now, their CEO, who is a beautiful, shining, bright, energized, and amazingly hardworking CEO of the organization, and a real inspiration. And yeah, I think it's an extraordinary charity, not least because it's boots on the ground. What they managed to do as a charity who helps to transform the lives of the poor and vulnerable in Africa is phenomenal. So they have, for example, a yearly surgical mission to Nigeria where they perform much needed hip, knee, and other joint replacements or surgeries. And they collect from over 7 cities in the US highly qualified surgeons and nurses and doctors to take over for these operations that otherwise wouldn't exist. They've managed to donate so far today, I think something like $6 million worth of medical equipment. They've set up support for education. They set up support for help with maternity and help to deliver over 6,500 healthy babies for their mothers. And they are continuing that work in COVID by supplying PPE and all the equipment and sanitation equipment needed to try and reduce any risk of infection as the pandemic sweeps across the country and the continent. And they've also screened 32,000 women and children for anemia and treated them for anemia, as well as going back to education. They provided scholarships for young girls who've been the victims of human rights abuses, torture, and gender inequality. It's an amazing achievement, started by one family and maintained by their love, their joy, and their giving. Please find out more as to how you can be a part of that family, or even possibly donate during these hard times. I know it's a big ask, but just to find out more about it, and go to www.geanco.org. That's GEANCO, all lowercase. And hope you can join the family. It's a very good, inspiring, and joyous place to be. Many thanks for listening.
Join us in Meeting the Moment. To explore more of GEANCO's projects and to contribute by donating, visit geanco.org. Please welcome GEANCO co-founder and CEO, Afam Onyema.
Hello, I'm Afam Onyema, and it's my great honor to be co-founder and CEO of the GEANCO Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us for this special virtual gala for Africa. And thinking about this event, my mind drifted back to one of the last times I was in Nigeria. It was for one of our medical missions. Our surgeons were doing hip and knee replacements. And I remember one patient in particular. She was a vibrant 21-year-old girl who had an 8-pound tumor in her left knee. And our surgeons found her and were operating on her. And I remember pacing outside the operating room like a nervous parent when one of our team members got me and said, "Hey, this patient's mother wants to speak to you in the waiting room." So I went back and I sat down with her and held her hand. And I remember the one question she asked was, why? Why are you doing this? We have no money, we have no connections, we have no influence. Why is my daughter getting this treatment completely for free? And in that moment, I thought about you. And I thought the only reason her daughter's life is being transformed is because you are good. You are kind. You looked at that daughter and you said, I can extend myself for her. I can give of what I have for her. I can inconvenience myself for her. I can give money that will allow the team to go over. I can help get supplies the team can use. I can be a team member myself and leave my family and spend all this time working 20 hours a day to help as many patients as possible. All of that did happen because you are good. There are thousands of women who delivered healthy babies safely because you are good. There are hundreds of girls that are educated in schools that we support because you are good. And there's a scholarship, a leadership scholarship for girls who have been victimized by terrorism, have been orphaned by violence, have been abandoned because they're girls in a society that devalues them. And you gathered them up and you told them that we care about you. We're going to put books in your hands and fire in your minds and give you the opportunity to extend yourself and live your life to the fullest. And you did that because you are good. GEANCO's first medical mission was in 2005, and I think about all the things that we've done since then. Additional medical missions, helping women deliver safely, helping to reconstruct maternal health clinics, get them up and running, give the people who are there dignity. I think about our girls, the girls under scholarship who have new leases on life and learning. All of that is possible, not because of us, and certainly not because of me, but because of you, because you are good. I think of the ravages of this COVID season. I think about what it's doing all around the world, but of course I think about what it is doing and has done in Nigeria. And again, you responded to the call. And now community health workers and nurses in rural Nigeria have tens and tens of thousands of disinfectant and hand sanitizer and gloves and face masks given to them by you because you are good. I think about the students quarantined at home who now have tablets with educational software and hundreds of West African books they can read to keep their minds alive. Great gifts given by you to them. None of this happens unless you're willing to extend yourself. None of this happens unless you're willing to inconvenience yourself and realize that your world is bigger than society would tell you it should be. You are against the current, a current that tells you to be fearful, to be angry, to be resentful, to be selfish. You act in defiance of that. And your goodness crosses oceans and touches lives to this very day. You wonder why my joy is unbreakable. You wonder why GEANCO's joy is unbreakable. It is unbreakable because we have you and because you are good. I thank you so much for what you've already done through the years. If you're new to GEANCO, welcome to our family. There's so much more that we can do together, and I hope you might deem us worthy of continued support. You can donate on our website. You can text to the number you see on the screen. Perhaps you might consider becoming a monthly donor, giving $20 a month to help advance this work in Nigeria with us. If you're really interested, and perhaps if you have kids, you can go on and listen to the celebrity podcast that we created to support some of our COVID work. It's called Stories, and it's spelled STOR14S. And I want to thank some of our special friends for making that possible. Benedict Cumberbatch, Zoe Saldana, Vandy Newton, Rachel Brosnahan, Jeff Daniels, David Oyelowo, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and so many others. It's a great way for you to support us. And please, when you find it, share it widely. You know, there is so much more that we can do to make this world a little gentler, a little less jagged and raucous. And this is one way of 1,000. So thank you for choosing this way. Thank you for being a part of this family. We can only proceed based on your willingness to inconvenience yourself, to stretch yourself, to be kinder than this world, to be more open than this world. And so thank you. Thank you for everything you have done. Thank you for everything you will do. May God bless you and keep you safe. May God bless you and keep you kind. May God bless you and keep you good.
And now, Kevin Olusola of Grammy-winning vocal group Pentatonix.
Hey everybody, my name is Kevin Olusola, and I'm so excited to be part of the GEANCO virtual event. I've been a fan of GEANCO for years. My father's Nigerian, so the work that GEANCO does is so near and dear to me. So I thought I'd play a song for you that was so special to me when I started off in the music industry. It's called Julio, and I hope you guys enjoy
Empowered by you, we are saving and transforming lives in Africa every day. Visit GEANCO.org or text GEANCO to 707070 to make a donation. Give a warm welcome to GEANCO Founding Director, Abella Onyema.
In these days where it seems like happiness appears and disappears moment by moment, I want to take my time with you to reflect on the theme of this virtual gala, unbreakable joy. Whereas happiness comes and goes depending on our external circumstances, joy, well, joy is internal. I've heard it put that joy comes when you can celebrate who you are, how you are, and why you are. Joy isn't a fleeting thing. It is a rootedness in our inherent value and purpose. This entire evening has been about celebrating the inherent value and purpose of the women, children, and families GEANCO serves in Nigeria. We celebrate them with you, but we also celebrate them because of you. None of the educational work we do with our girls, none of the life-changing surgeries, none of it could happen without you, our GEANCO family. Many of you watching have been with us for quite some time. And to you, I want to say a sincere thank you. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for championing us. And then there are those of you who we are meeting for the first time today. To you, I want to say hi. Welcome to this global family. Our joy, our belief that we can change lives is unbreakable. It doesn't ebb and flow with the times. So if that excites you, then you're in the right place. You can learn more about our work from our website, GEANCO.org, or our social channels at GEANCOFDN. Learn, donate, but most of all, welcome to the family. But don't just take my word for it. Up next are photos and messages from GEANCO family members from around the world who are watching right now. Guys, we love you. We are so grateful for you. Without you, there would be none of this.
We now celebrate our GEANCO family as you join us from all around the world. the GEANCO Foundation would like to thank all of our supporters for attending Unbreakable Joy, our virtual gala for Africa. Please continue to support us by making a donation at GEANCO.org or texting GEANCO to 707070. Stay connected by joining our newsletter and spreading the word on social media.